and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast while they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat. Once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these. Cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just heat it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven. Catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it. Makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, You'll receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's 2 curls out of the 1 potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the 2 colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. On my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in 2. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way, and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers when you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your...
Hello everyone, how we doing today? What's new? What's happening? Well, come in. Gonna be doing candy corn as an ingredient tonight. Thanks, guys. And so that is the plan of action. We've got, let's see, do I have my dinner command properly updated? Oh, hey. That didn't seem to work too well. Let's see what we got going here. Huh. Try that once more. Nope. Well, that shouldn't have done anything, so we're going to change that back. And I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, more than 1 second. And of course, my computer back here is asleep. Huh. I haven't changed anything with it. Why aren't you working? Oh. Maybe Streamlabs is brokey today. So, that was the wrong button. Working with this stuff today. And I'm going to do, since that isn't showing up, I have to tell you guys, I'm going to do sweet and sour chicken. And going to pair that with, we're going to use these to make our sweet and sour sauce. And additionally, I'm going to melt down some of those guys and use them as a topping over popcorn for dessert. So that's going to be my uses of candy corn here tonight. While we're here and things are just getting started, let me get my Discord going back here. And we need to start our vote for next week, which our vote for next week, as it stands right now, just making sure that it hasn't changed since I last looked. Nope. So let's put up our new vote here for next week. We have I forgot to put the date up at the top. Ah, they don't have a good thing for Fritos. Homer's always, oh, that's fries. Oh, we're just not going to do a gift for the other one. Think I have an idea which one of these is going to win this battle. But this is for next week, which will be the 30th. So just before the end of the year. Be our last stream of the year, actually. Starting into New Year, current plan right now is I'm going to do the first 7 days streaming every single day of the new year. So I'm going to be here every single day of that first week next year. Because my plan is to stream more next year than I did this year. This year, I'm going to be doing 160 plus shows. And so the idea is got to do more than 160, which that is more than 3 a week. But let's go ahead and delete the crickets and Fritos from the list. Awesome. And so, sweet and sour chicken. Hopefully you guys, yeah, okay. Making sure we got everything right here. I'm going to turn this fan back on because it is warm in here today. I don't know why it's not particularly warm out. But we're going to start by breaking down chicken. Oh, come on, bird. You can fit through there. You did before. There we go. Make sure we don't got any goodies on the inside. Nope. Cut through the bone there. That or this bird had a broken chest bone? Certainly a possibility. Yeah, that doesn't. That looks like that was. Oof. Poor bird. Had a rough life. I'm saying that because I didn't just slice through that. That didn't fully develop on that bird. It either broke and didn't fully mend over time, or I'm not quite sure what happened there. But that's normally like this is a flat bone here. It normally continues up there, at least with cartilage. And that one didn't have it. Not really worried about the skin tonight. In fact, I'm planning on just peeling that skin right back off. Yeah. That was sort of messy on my part there. Thankfully, we're just dicing this up tonight. getting rid of the skin, just pulling the meat off the bird. Save the carcass for a future batch of chicken stock. My hands quick rinse here. Wonder why I'm still not getting anything out of my earbuds. See if it's still if it's connected over here. No, it's just paired. There we go. There's that. Now let's try this. There. That's much nicer. Okay. You can turn that off. And awesome. So now I can hear what's going on. You got some music going now. Ooh, chanterelles. I like chanterelles. They're pricey though, so I don't get them very often. Oysters are quite tasty and considerably cheaper. Oh yeah, this bird did not have a fun life. Piece of bone there I'm going to have to go at after I get this back out. Bone chips, I really cannot stand. I don't mind finding a bone in something, but little chips and nicks and stuff, they're easy to miss, and they're much more annoying. Yeah, this bone is feeling like it's broke. Yeah, that bird did not have a good life. Both of these broken? No, that one's okay. This guy was definitely run to the litter here or something. Come on, over knuckle joint, not trying to go through it there. That's not the knuckle either, but... Bottle! Give my hands a wash here and we'll start our battle. Okay, bottle. Let's see how I fare against everything else here. I am about to die. I at least took one of them out. Yeah, I'm done for though. Cannot place over an enemy unit. There's no enemy unit there. Anyways, back to chicken. We'll label this guy and throw this in the freezer. Wow, it's the 23rd. It's weird to think. Hey, 3NZ. How are you tonight? Welcome, man. I am currently cutting up chicken and working with candy corn. Nan Reader, thank you for that sub. Hey, Sherlin. Welcome in. So I'm going to chop this up into little squares here. This is all going to eventually get fried tonight. Doing sweet and sour chicken tonight. Gonna turn the... Fortunately, the dinner menu doesn't seem to be working tonight. Or, I don't know if that's Streamlabs or something I did wrong. Gonna use the candy corn to make my sweet and sour sauce. Also going to coat popcorn with melted candy corn. So we're going to start by marinating all this chicken with just a simple soy marinade. Soy is great for marinating things, but it's one of those things you want to avoid. You don't really want to do, like, probably at home it's okay to do like an overnight with soy. Generally, restaurants we don't do, that I've worked at, don't do long-term soy. They'll do it as part of like their daily prep. Then again, I haven't worked at a ton of Asian restaurants that... I've worked at a couple. Cebola. Onion. We'll be using some onion a little later. And throw away the packaging for the chicken. Be right back. Come on. I just cleaned my hands. to use these anyways. Yeah, we won't do that. I think we're just going to leave it with that, just simple soy. Make sure this all gets a little lightly coated. How far in already? Any of you guys just coming in? I've already started the vote for next week. Next week we have the choice of either Fritos or crickets. So you guys can go ahead and put your votes in the Discord now for that for next week. Okay. And why don't we do a little... I want to use that in the sauce. You keep this with soy. I keep wanting to make this complicated. Hey, Mando. Thanks for stopping by. Have a happy holiday yourself. Oops. Give this guy a little bit of a sealing. How are we doing this for this? Yep, crickets. For dinner and dessert. And I have never had crickets before. Certainly had Fritos before. We'll use a large one for popcorn. They are a once-in-a-lifetime type purchase there, Charlene. Or at least once every 20 to 50 years type thing. And so it's something that I would suggest that if you don't have a ton of money to throw towards it, you really just find one really good knife for yourself and then build on from that. Because as long as you get that nice, trusty, all-purpose chef's knife that you can do for 95% of stuff, you don't have to worry about the other ones until you... I mean, unless you're going to start butchering at home at the same time, and which then it's probably a good investment anyways. That was a mistake. We're still going to use the bowl, but... Didn't want to mix them because I'm going to be cooking them at separate times. You mix them now, you can't put them in the pan at different times. Do I normally make food as well? I typically always make dinner for myself in some form. Tonight that form is just going to be hopefully not diseased garlic. But sweet and sour chicken. Gonna use the candy corn to make the sweet and sour sauce. And going to melt the some of the other candy corn and use that as a drizzle topping over some popcorn. Ingredients for the chicken in what form? The veggies, the sauce, because quite honestly, I'm gonna half wing both of them. That's what I got around. We're gonna do garlic, onions, and sweet peppers along with the chicken and the pineapple. Pineapple is also gonna go to the sauce. Yep, that's not just here for looks. Well, I've been pretty open about that. I'm okay with pineapple on pizza. I'm not okay with barbecue sauce instead of tomato sauce on my pizza. You want to do like a drizzle or something like that, but I generally just don't like most barbecue sauces anyways, especially the ones they're going to put on pizza, because they're all just sugar. Not that I don't love sugar, but they're smoke and sugar. There's not really all that complexity to a lot of modern barbecue sauce, to be honest. I think a lot of it's a lot simpler than it should be. Garlic's taking forever to peel tonight. Yeah, we're just going to skip that clove. Normally it's much quicker. You just smash them and they'll peel off, but they didn't want to cooperate today. I am missing green onion. I went to the store and it's completely spaced on it. So we got ginger and garlic, but we don't got green onion for our trifecta here. You gotta hit the scramble command before the scrambled word comes up. I am hoping to change that in the near future, but for the moment, it's doesn't cost you guys anything but the time to type scramble. You're not wagering anything. I gotta find myself a different grater, I think, for ginger. This doesn't grate ginger that great, this microplane. I know they have multiple, I don't know the specific microplane that this is, but I think that'll be good. You don't have to. People often do. And if you do, use a spoon because it just peels off just from scraping. I see a lot of people use like a... Yeah, this guy is... There's finer ones, but that guy is on the finer side. Onion, garlic, peppers. But yeah, you can use a spoon to peel garlic too. And you're going to take a lot more off if you take a peeler to that. Yeah, no one did scramble at the right time again. I really gotta fix that. Because the game is designed for you guys to have to wager to join in. That's why there's that type in. And I'm trying to make it just whoever wants to answer can win. Got a new compost bag going off at the end of the table here because it's trash day, or at least trash collection day. Put the trash out yesterday for today. And I didn't get a chance to put my compost out there. I think I need to do more pepper than that. Marmalade? It's like jam. No, it's not like, it's more like compote, but typically citrus. I don't know the exact definition. Oh, I'm not stressing over it, but at the same time, I can see some people thinking it being a little too spammy if they can't easily participate. Yeah, chunky. That's why I sort of backed away from jelly. Jelly is typically jelly. It's pureed, it's smooth, or at least somewhat smooth. Yeah, like preserves. I don't know why I'm using this guy for this. This is a horrible knife for this. I don't hardly ever use that knife. I loved that knife when I was in culinary school and on my externship. And it's a great type of knife if you're going through a ton of onions. It's a good onion knife. But beyond that, welcome in, Becca. How you doing this evening? Hello, everyone else who haven't I said hello to tonight. I'm failing on welcoming everyone into chat tonight. We got Clockwork, we got Charlene. This really needs to be sharpened, too. Really needs to be sharpened. enough. So I'm guessing the cooldown setting works after the game is finished, which I set it up so that it was just 30 seconds longer. So I'm going to have to shorten that too. That was a little small. Oh well. Battle. Got at least a couple more people in the field this time. I heard a couple of people placing characters. Alright, that's a little bit... It's still a little bit light on the pepper. Let's see how we do in our battle here. They went and updated on me, didn't they? Yep. Pretty sure I've seen this happen a couple of times with them, and they do update around this time of night pretty regularly. And so I would be not surprised if I load this up and they make me reinstall it afterward. Oh. Don't know what that's doing. What that is. It must be down or something. Let me quick check Discord. See if... Been a while since I checked Discord. Yeah, they just said they're putting out an update 10 minutes ago. So there's an update either coming or in the middle of being put out. I'm gonna give that a minute here. I'm gonna cut another couple peppers. Semi-soft. Not quite soft. Rather pale looking pineapple here. I haven't had any good pineapples in quite a while. Maybe it's just I'm used to the ones that I would see in the hotels, which were amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like meat and restaurants get the better quality. Then again, that hotel was nuts with its receiving department. Like, they had, like, heavy trained people examining everything that came in. That business definitely did not lose money on their delivery people skimping them, which is common in restaurants. You order a case and it's half ice. Wasn't enough in the resort world, though. They got sold a couple of times since then. So you might argue that they went up before they went down. I think Marriott took them over and then they milked them dry. Got a core on both ends there. This is great if you're making juice, you want to do a ferment with it. Good stuff. Just full of fiber and horrible to chew on. In that sense. I mean, if you like sugar cane, it's probably up your alley. Stay still. It just like shot back out of my mouth. That was weird. We'll use this for the sauce. We'll use this for our garnish. Throw these guys in the blender. Give you guys a quick mute. Okay. Let's give our battle another shot here. Let's see if it's going to tell me to update now. I'm starting the program up. But I've got added a little sherry vinegar and a little rice wine vinegar in there with our rice vinegar. I don't know if it's rice or rice wine vinegar. It's probably rice wine vinegar regardless. And with our pineapple there. Give that a nice blend up. Yep, now we got to update the Stream Raiders. Installing. Let's go, battle. Let's go. Meantime, I'm gonna put the pineapple sauce mixture or liquid in a pan. No, I'm not going to do that yet, but I'm going to get a pan out for the sauce. Let's try and do our battle here. Uh-oh. They're taking out Suki's support. Doesn't matter, Epic Berserker is just gonna take it all out. Gratsuki. There we go. Go ahead and put your characters on the field. Players on the field. And I don't know why I'm cutting myself a piece of pineapple when I have that there, but it is a really sweet pineapple. Not a ton of flavor though. It is sweet though. Need a container for the rest of that loveliness. Afternoon snack fodder. In fact, I'm going to plan for that eventuality anyways. Give this a quick. So we got that, that, and that. Let's make up our sweet and sour sauce. So we'll start a pan going here. Decent amount of oil. We're going to use some oil in the sauce itself too, so it's an aluminum pan, so it should be pretty much hot already. It sounds pretty silent, but you can see that it's sizzling. Turn the heat off of that, or take that heat off. We're going to add our candy corn. These should melt. They're just sugar, basically, with binder. And yeah, they are melting. I'm going to turn the heat down on this, though. Way down. There we go. If you guys are unfamiliar with sweet and sour sauce, it typically already has corn syrup in it. And so, primarily, I'm just substituting candy corn for cane syrup here. And we'll add in the rest of our pineapple. I'm going to let that hang out for a couple minutes. Going to add a little salt to it. And some MSG. Because we want the savory. We want this to be sweet and sour, but we want it savory too. Give you guys a close-up on that. It's a nice solid color. Got a little foaming going on, but otherwise it's looking pretty good. Yeah, Head Mama Bear, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on there with Streamlabs, but it doesn't seem to be firing. I was looking into that earlier and I couldn't see what the problem was. Oh, I got an idea what the problem may be. I'll be right back. Well, not right back, because it's going to take me a second here to warm up my computer again. There we go. Now let's try that. There we go. Ooh. Yerba mate and, yeah, doesn't mix. Pineapple and yerba mate. No. So, let's see what we got here. This probably needs to be thinned out a bit more. It definitely needs more acid to it. So I'm going to add a bit more sherry and a bit more rice vinegar. Actually, I'm going to skip the rice vinegar this time. Go for the white stuff. Make sure we got the right stuff here. Yeah, I don't want to put the moonshine in there. Getting close. See what I'm missing in the recipe here. It is certainly sweet. We got that garlic, we got that umami. We got the, yeah, we can skip that. Yeah, it just needs a little, maybe a hit of soy sauce. And I put salt in there already, but soy gives you different flavors in there. A little soy. And I sort of don't want to do that because I already have so much sugar in there. They're suggesting ketchup. And I've seen, I'm going to do a little small hit of tomato paste. Just for a little bit of that tomato umami, but I don't want the extra sugar that you would get from a ketchup. And we're going to switch to a whisk here. There we go. I think that's going to be a pretty good sauce. Do you want to add a little bit of a cornstarch slurry to it? I want to thicken that up a little bit. Do I have cornstarch open already? Nope. Okay. Is this cornstarch up here? Oh, it's curing salt. Why I have a giant bag of Prague powder. We're gonna need some more cornstarch for the chicken later anyways. I'm actually going to use up the rest of this box just with that chicken. That was too much water. But we do need to bring this up to a decent boil here. You want this, when you're using a starch slurry like this, typically cornstarch, at least here in the US, you want cold, like ice cold, refrigerator cold water with your starch. And you want this, it doesn't have to be a rolling boil, but you want this boiling. You want this at the full highest heat that you're going to get it. I keep seeing pieces of garlic in this, and I'm like, are those pieces of candy corn or are they garlic? It's pretty much all garlic, I think. But I keep second guessing myself here. So we want this a little bit warmer than this. That temp, it should get there. Filling up the Vitamix with water. It's already thicker than I thought it was, and I think maybe that sugar is thickening it as it hangs out with everybody. It's the most... I don't know what else is in there that would... there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that I can worry about, but I don't think there's anything really in there that's gonna continue to thicken it other than maybe the sugar. Making sure we get that all nice and mixed in. Does like to settle easily. I'm just going to dump all this in there, which this should thicken this up nice and good. And once it's back up to its full boil, it will be as thickened as it's going to be by our starch. Nice. Yeah, that's syrup-like now. I think I'm good with that. I cut the heat on that. We'll let that ride out for a little while. See what that's like after it cools down a little. And I'm sort of gonna, what I'm gonna call, I don't know if I can properly call this something anymore, but I'm going to do a janky stir fry tonight. In other words, I'm going to start by, first off, I'm going to start off by making my rice. But next thing on the list here is I'm going to saute my veg and my pineapple ahead of time and then set that aside, so that I have more time to deal with frying the chicken before I mix everything all together. Instead of proper setup with, which I've done in your kitchens, in commercial kitchens. If you're getting like a stir-fried rice or something along that line, you're doing it all right then. You got your rice already ready. You got your chicken frying as you're sauteing in another pan, and you're able to pull it directly out of that oil, directly into with that veg, and then add in your rice. But that doesn't work so easily at home, especially when I don't have a proper wok set up here. So we are going to have to do it in stages. Set that guy up there. So we're going to do... How much rice do I got left? let's see how much rice we got. A little bit over a cup there. Two times as much water by volume. Throw a little soy sauce in there with our rice. A little bit of oil. And before we even get to that, we got to do our popcorn. And popcorn is going to be a little bit of a hack tonight. Sorry for that loud bang. We're doing hacked sweet and sour chicken with hacked popcorn. I'm calling it hacked popcorn because I bought the popcorn. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of this small amount of candy, but let's prepare a whole tray here in case we can. We'll start with some frozen butter, because I don't have any butter unfrozen apparently. Just a tablespoon. And our candy corn. I gotta at least eat one or two of these guys before I melt and use all of them. Remind myself how much I dislike them. They do have that distinctive corn flavor to them, though. It's obviously a fake corn flavor, but it matches pretty well to actual corn flavor. If you got yourself some plastic gloves or some vinyl gloves, this is a good project for those. Especially if you can double up on them. There's a good chance you can get a little heat going here when we go to put this on the popcorn. I do want to sort of get the sides lightly coated here with a little of that butter too. Add a bit of salt. Cut the heat off of our rice, because that's up to a boil. We'll just take note of the time. It's going to be more than 10 minutes until I need to get to it. But they do melt. Just takes a little time playing with them. Also, wouldn't be bad if you had a little white chocolate. You can maybe throw it in here. I don't have any real white chocolate here in the house right now. That sort of thing. That might be nice in there. It's melting. It's melting. We are getting there. Cartoon. I might have some cardoon in my spice drawer. Starting to get there. You don't want to go too fast with this sort of a thing, especially with sugars. It's going to be really easy to burn this. So I've been sort of trying to go low and slow here and make sure that we keep making sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom of the pan here. That's also why I tried to coat the sides a little with butter there. We want this also warmed up, but warmed up to pourable. Bottle. I think I'm going to pour this before I do that battle. This is going to have to take a moment. I think we got a minute here. Let's do our battle real quick. Uh-oh. We're losing people quick. You don't got any healers left. I don't think we're gonna do it. No! Boo! Nope. Don't want burnt sugar. Just gonna take that off of the heat for a moment. I finish up this, getting ourselves our next battle here. Or we'll try that one once more. There we go. Back to the stove. And our very orange liquid, which was also very close to burning there. You need to warm that up again, like I said, so it's nice and pourable, but not too hot. And if you got white chocolate, you can do that separately actually and get that whole orange and white contrast. Or you can throw some dye in there and do orange and black with this. Go with board view here. Again, this is molten sugar. You do not want to get this on your skin. You do want to get some good coverage and mix it in a little bit. I know I'm getting some popcorn on the floor right now, but I do want to make sure it's not all just thin coat over the top, that you get some chunks. Wow. It's... I don't know. I want to call it better this way? But that's what you don't want. Thankfully, it's cooled now. But coming out of that pan, you definitely don't want that on your skin. So yeah, we'll let that hang out and cool down a little bit. Re-solidify. But I think that's a winner. Oh yeah. Sweet corn on corn. Oh yeah. Beautiful color. Doesn't come through so well there. Let me show you on the main cam here. As he scrunches popcorn on the floor. But that orange that you get on this is just amazing. I mean, like, I want to recommend people do this for Halloween. This works great. Just a little butter in there with your candy corn. Or popcorn, candy corn. Oh yeah. Okay. So we got our popcorn dessert done. Let's go on to fill our pan with water here to try and get that sugar consolidated. What did I do with my slippers? Don't know why I took my slippers off. Chicken time. So we got chicken that's just been marinated, a little bit of soy. Take our bowl that I said I was going to be using and put some cornstarch in there. Just a little bit. Let's heat up our oil. We got oil just happening to be hanging out here. I don't know how that happened. Actually, I'll put you over here. Put a decent flame underneath that. Make sure we're easy to grab here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to swap that with the rice. Put the rice back here. It can stay warm and just hang out. We got our sweet and sour sauce. Just that's actually looking pretty good. I mean, all the texture in that is just the pineapple and the garlic. That needs more salt, though. Yeah. Down here, I need to be working on sauteing my veg. Turn the fan on. Let's close the door so I don't set off my smoke alarm. Don't really intend to, but that's probably good. Don't need a ton, it's for the veggies. Oh, so you guys can't see that. Put that up there. The blinking one is the temp in the stove, or in the oil. Make sure we got all these individually coated in cornstarch. Love the smell of onion. Hit them with a pinch of salt. Going with our peppers. Check our oil temp, around 200 degrees there. I'm going to throw some sesame oil with our veggies. Lastly, our pineapple. I'm not going to cut the heat on that and let that just hang out. Actually, I'm going to hit that with a little soy. Which soy and pineapple. Soy's great for making pineapple look like it's been cooked longer than it has. It gives it a nice little bit more golden, a little bit more brown to it. Sort of like the food photographers that toss their food in motor oil to make it look like it's cooked. We're still only 260 some degrees on our oil, so got a little way to go on that. May have to slightly heat. This may be over thick when it gets too cool, but it's still tasty. You get that. It needs more acid, I think, actually. Still. Let's do a bit more rice vinegar. But it doesn't really hit me. The reason I was saying it didn't really hit me with the acidity there. I am getting the sweet. I'm getting the pineapple. Getting that little bit of corn from the candy. Or that fake corn flavor, if you will. It's thickened up nicely. It's got a great, glaze flavor to it, or glaze thickness to it. Hey, Big Davey! Thank you for the holiday joy. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a lovely time. We are waiting to fry some chicken. And I made sweet and sour sauce out of candy corn. I've also coated some popcorn here in candy corn, melted candy corn. Candy corn, obviously the ingredient of the night. And we're 300 degrees on our oil. Need just a little bit more there. And I can't overload this pan because I don't have a ton of space for this pan. I had a ton of chicken in there at once. It's just going to get messy. In fact, I think I'm going to turn the oven on here because we're going to do a couple batches here. And I'll get myself a pan with a wire rack. Set that over here. Need these easy access, need this easy access. I'm making sure that I got my cover over here easy for me to grab in case I need to cover this oil for some insane reason. So, and as always, have the fire extinguisher over there too. Now up to 320 on our oil over there, probably a little warmer over here. Oh, surprising. There we go. You can see our oil temp right here. Actually, I'm going to take some of that off too. But I just want the extreme amounts off of it. I want everything that's sticking to it to keep sticking to it. So that looks like a good first batch. All right. Nope, we're going to use those in that. I'm going to use this. Yeah. Do you want to move them around, make sure they're not stuck together. And as you can see, I didn't want to put much more than that in there. Nice light golden brown, cooked, slightly crispy. Just very light coating on these guys. I'll hit them up with a fresh grind of fine salt. Let's do another batch. All right. Trying to wipe a little of the excess oil off that top edge, just to be a little bit safer. I am trying to keep any oil that is going to drip dripping back down into here, not anywhere around the sides here. I've already got a decent amount there, you can see on my timer / temp. See how we're doing here temp wise. $290. Yeah, we're going to give that a quick moment to warm up a little bit more again. Hit our new batch of chicken with a bit of salt, fine salt. Show you guys what we got here. Nice, lightly crispy, but cooked chicken. Hey, Pew. Yep, I'm frying again. We zoom out here on the stove. We got onions, peppers, and pineapple. I've got rice up here. And we have my sweet and sour sauce that I've made using candy corn. And pineapple and garlic. And yeah, deliciousness. Also have our candy corn popcorn, which is, I have to recommend this to people for Halloween. That's just too easy a recipe to be able to do that quickly. I mean, literally like a bag of candy corn, like a tablespoon of butter. I just carefully melted it so it didn't burn, and then poured it over popcorn. And you have to be careful because you have malted sugar, but that's a pretty easy recipe. Now we're getting into 315s, almost 320 there. There we go. 325 now. Let's go with that. Absolutely, Pew. You do not want to be playing around with hot sugar. But as long as you respect what you're doing there, as I was saying earlier, it's definitely one of those jobs where, you know, if you have a couple pair of gloves, that's a good thing to have around for that project. Doesn't cost you anything but having to type scramble to join. And if you guess the word, you get 10 extra sprinkles. I'll run the battle after I finish frying this batch of chicken, which I'm going to pull out right now, actually. Cut the heat on the stove so I'm not worried what's going on back here. Let's do our battle. I've got some really hard ones and there's some really easy ones too. I have to update again? Mahi mahi? It's a fish. There we go. I think we got this one. Let's see what we got. 18 allies versus 13 enemies. Yeah, they update a lot. Rogue's doing all the dirty work. Grats 3 and Z. Suki and 3 and Z with the... Oh, I think we go up for the gold chest. There we go. And this will be the last battle of the evening. Get our oil back on the flame. We're still almost 300-ish there. We're still going to give that another minute to warm up. Meantime, I'm going to grab a bowl for mixing all of our goodies together. I've only got so much rice here. Oops. Be nice if you guys could see what I'm doing too. So we got our 2 to 3 cups of rice there. Hit that with just a pinch more salt. We are up to temp for our chicken. Pull the thermometer out of there. steal another piece of chicken here. See what we're cooked through. Ooh, nice. That's one of the thicker pieces too. They go from anywhere from 5 letters to monounsaturated, or even longer. I spent about 6 hours or so creating that dictionary. There is, I believe, 14. I gotta look up how many. It's at least 1,400 words, all food related. A variety of Spanish, English, German, and obviously French and Italian. My grandma absolutely loves that TV show, too. It depends on how you're doing it, 3NC. There are ways that you can do that. I'm not doing that tonight. But typically you don't fry twice for the crispiness. You do that more for cooking through the product to a temperature you want, and then frying it for the crispy exterior. Like you do that a lot with potatoes, where you twice fry them, and the first time you're really just cooking the potatoes. But there are cases where you do double fry on, like chicken wings, like Korean style chicken wings, which I still want to do sometime. And cut the heat on our oil. That's going to keep hot enough to finish cooking those through. And so I totally did this wrong. The rice was not supposed to go in that bowl, so I'm going to have to get another bowl dirty. We got our oil, and I'm just going to throw this right on top of that, so I don't even have to worry about that. Okay, we got our rice. Sorry, it's a little bit louder when I turn around. Get these goodies out of the way. Hey, that's convenient. Throw all of our veggies in here. Our veggies and fruit. Throw in some of our chicken here. Gonna use up about half of my chicken here. And sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, that works. There we go. Turn this fan off. Add some of our chicken over our rice. Grab a knife. Take ourselves a photo here of our deliciousness. I forgot to charge my phone earlier. Grab ourselves a photo of our sweet and sour sauce. Photos of everything. Okay. And finally, photo of our candy corn popcorn. Photos, as always, will be up on all of the socials. The captions overlay is via Pixel. Pixel.me. Give you guys a close up on the C920. And let's switch over to the main. Give you guys a nice full up close view. Wishing I had a little green onion for on top of that, a little garnish. That's gonna be damn tasty. I'll let you know what I think of it afterward. I like the sauce as it is just now. I haven't tried it with everything else with it. Let's see who we can give a raid to tonight. See who is on tonight. I think that sounds like a good target for ourselves. I'm going to send you guys all to go hang out with the Practical Escapist. Another food and drink streamer here on Twitch. Lovely person. I will be finishing up the last Stream Raiders after the stream. I'm going to go and enjoy this deliciousness. This is looking gorgeous to me. Want to thank you guys for joining me. I will be back here on Christmas. And I will be doing dinner for myself here on Christmas. And again on Sunday. And finally, the new vote is up in Discord. Crickets versus Fritos. So that should be a fun one next week. Hope you guys come and join me for some of it. And I hope you all have a great holiday if you don't see me here on Friday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.